Call the meeting to order. I'd like to welcome everyone here tonight. This is our September 22nd, 2025 regular meeting. Roll call, the board shows all members are present except Mr. Robert Kaiser. He's on vacation, and maybe some of you all may not know Mr. Sean Gilly has resigned from the board, and the board will be appointing somebody shortly, hopefully before next meeting. Let's stand for invocation, pledge to the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Josh, would you say an invocation, please?
Very. Heavenly Father God, we come to you in prayer tonight, Lord. Thank you, God, for all the wonderful blessings that you've given us, Lord. Thank you for always being there. Heavenly Father God, we ask, Lord, your blessings upon this meeting, Lord. Help us to do the best we can tonight for the students of Letcher County and make good decisions. We pray that you watch over our students and staff this week, God, as they begin to celebrate the Mountain Heritage. God, be with everyone, take care of the kids and all the attendees and keep everybody safe. Watch over our kids this week, God, this month as we teach them and transport them, keep everybody safe, Lord, and just be with those in the community that are hurting or having a hard time right now, God, or fighting battles we don't know about, Lord. We pray that you touch them and watch over them. And we give all thanks to you, for it's in your Son's name we pray. Amen.
Next order of business is approval of the minutes. Do we have a motion to approve the minutes?
Make a motion that we approve the minutes.
Do we have a second?
I second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Next, we have student school staff recognition. We have Ms. Wampler with us from Letcher County Central. Welcome.
Thank you. Good evening. I am honored and happy to be here on behalf of Letcher County Central High School. I think that tonight we want to give you a glimpse of what it's like to be in our school and in our hallways. And you will see that our students are on a mission, to borrow the words of the superintendent. They are on a mission to show up, stand out, and succeed, both in the classroom, on fields, courts, and the hallways, and everything in between. I'm not sure how much you have followed school attendance over the years, but I have been in public education for, this is my 32nd year, and all 32 years I've spent in a high school. So I have a little bit of knowledge about high school. And attendance has not ever been anything that we really have written home and bragged about as a consistency. So last year we kind of got on a mission for attendance and just came up with lots of different things that we were going to try. And last week Karen texted me, she said, "Jennifer, do you realize you got the highest attendance in the district?" To our knowledge, that's the first time that has ever happened in the history of our school. So we are very, very proud of our students. And every day about 10:30, I created this little graphic last year to track student attendance. And the secretary fills it out, and it has the daily attendance rate for 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th grade, and staff. Still working on staff attendance. And then it has weekly averages and monthly averages. And every day this year, we have been in the 90% range, all 4 grade levels, weekly and monthly, except for 1. So we have really, really put an emphasis on that. I am so very, very proud of their attendance. We also have an attendance card that on Tuesdays, we had to scale it back a little bit. Last year we did every day that they had perfect attendance in 4th period. They got something off the attendance card that ran into a great deal of money. So I had to scale that back, and we only do it on Tuesdays now. But if their 4th period has perfect attendance, they get something off the attendance card. It started off with the Little Debbie's, but we were contributing to childhood obesity. So we've added some extra things that have a much lower caloric intake. And so we have a lot of coupons that we get, one of which this year has been to eat lunch outside with a friend. And so they really have enjoyed that. So if they choose that, if their 4th period has perfect attendance, they get something. Oftentimes they choose that. They get to choose a friend that has that same lunch. They get to go outside and eat lunch. And that has been extremely popular. And then we also have a contest between grade levels, and at the end of each semester, whatever grade has the best attendance gets a reward. Last year for first semester, they chose a Christmas movie in the auditorium, and they wanted the double quick food truck. So that's what they got. Second semester, they got double quick food truck. They didn't go away from that. And then an extra field day. So we have put a lot of emphasis on attendance, and I'm very proud of that. In addition to attendance, we offer a lot of dual credit. We have partnered this year with Southeast and Eastern Kentucky University, and so we have students can graduate from Letcher Central and have earned 26 hours of dual credit courses through Southeast. Those courses are taught on our campus by our teachers who are certified to teach dual credit. In addition to that, they can also take courses through EKU, and we have 15 students this year doing that, and combined they're taking 21 different classes. So right now, at the end of this semester, we have several kids on track to already have 40 hours of college credit prior to ever stepping on a college campus. We also have what we call the work-ready dual credit that partners with the vocational school, and that's for those students who are not necessarily on a college on a college track, but are on a trade school track, and they will graduate with certification. And I did not realize this today. We went to an SAT training, and I asked Tiffany going on the way back, I said, Tiffany, how many people are in the work-ready dual credit courses? And we were just kind of talking, and she said that we actually have, and I had to look, 270 students enrolled in those, and many are taking dual course loads, and so they have a total of 339 courses that those students are enrolled in. So they will graduate either with a lot of college hours, or they're going to be ready for their trade school and have those certifications. So that's a huge boost in that, and that goes into our post-secondary readiness data when we get our state assessment scores. In addition to that, this year we kind of chose one department that we really wanted to work on and improve. So I chose the science department and partnered with PRI and Gear Up, and I felt like some of the equipment that we had in our school was outdated. Some of it we had brought with us from the other 3 high schools. So we bought 32 new microscopes with iPads attached to them, and I had the honor of being in an AP biology class last week when they got to use those for the first time. And they really had, I mean, it was just rewarding to watch the expression on their faces when they were looking at pig's blood and frogs' eggs and all different sorts of things for the first time that I can recall really seeing that in a very long time. We also they bought for us, I shouldn't say, I mean, I feel like purchase orders, they paid for it. 30 engineering computers that will have engineering software programs on it, so that when our students who are interested in engineering go to school, they have the opportunity to work with Microsoft-based programs and engineering software. And then we also bought, we have 2 STEM labs now. That actually started off being Dr. Villager mentioned that he'd like to have a STEM lab, and then we just kind of didn't follow through with it with their funding and all that, and didn't have the funding. So I got back on board with that. And now we have 1 STEM lab, and then we have converted part of the library into another STEM lab. So we have lots of great academic things going on in that department. That isn't to say other departments aren't doing great things, but that's kind of the focus that we had this year. In addition to that, we've made a conscious effort to improve our school culture. I am a firm believer that if kids want to come to school and have something to look forward to, they will, and if they can have fun doing it, that it makes it even better. So we started a partnership with Link Crew, which is a freshman mentoring program, 3 years ago, and then we went to the Ron Clark Academy and started the house system. Both have been extremely popular and beneficial. Our attendance, as I have mentioned, has increased, and our behavior data and the behavior incidents have greatly decreased. So I'm not going to speak anymore on that. I've asked Ms. Collins to give you a little bit of insight into the culture part. I kind of talked about attendance and the academic side, but I would like for her to speak to you on the school culture.
Okay, so to add on to the science department part, we have seen the elementary and middle schools do really good things with their robotics programs, and we hadn't really picked up the momentum yet, and so Scott Boggs has taken that over, and we look for good things to come out of our robotics team with the STEM lab. He's ready to go on that. With our Link Crew, we have sorted all the freshmen, so everybody's in the house now. And the counselors, we rely on them to say, hey, we've got new students enrolled. We make sure that they get in the house as soon as they get enrolled and become part of the family. We had the Link Crew tailgate. I can't remember how many students showed up, but we had, I mean, it wasn't just for freshmen, it was for everybody. We fed them, played games, they loved it, and then they stayed for the football game. We are trying to use our Link Crew leaders more. We noticed that we used them a lot for freshman orientation and then not as much throughout the year, so we're trying to focus on using them a little bit more. And especially when the freshmen have a hard time, we pull those Link Crew leaders, and the students are starting to ask for their Link Crew leaders, so we thought that was kind of, that was good. We played house games when we sorted our freshmen. They love those. They get very competitive, and they win half points. On high attendance day, the juniors won the highest attendance, so they celebrated in the gym with house games and won house points for their houses, but it was juniors only, so they kind of loved that too. This Friday is homecoming. All the girls are getting dolled up. They love it, and we're having dress up day all week. We're going to celebrate on Thursday with more house games and a pep rally. This is a really big football game. If you follow, you probably know, like with our division this year, Coach Matthews he really wants everybody pumped up for this one. We have a house-sponsored dance on October 4th. We're looking forward to that. Well, the students are. Still working on chaperone. We instituted a positive office referral this year, and that has been, loved that. So anytime a teacher sees any student doing anything good, it doesn't have to be academics. I mean, if a student drops books and another one says, hey, let me get those for you, it's just whatever. And they get an actual referral, they go to the office, and we celebrate them, we give them a drink, a snack, we put it on Facebook, and they have loved that. And we're getting more of those. I'm forgetting something. I think that's it. But we're doing lots of good things. I will say, at that meeting today, one of our teachers looked at us and she said, you know what? I have not heard one negative comment all year. I mean, I know we've not been in school that long, but she said, I've not heard a student say one bad thing, and that's about lunch or anything like that. They love everything, so that was nice to hear.
I will conclude with, I get some of my best ideas at the oddest hours of the night. And so I came up, I thought, no one really wants to listen to you speak, because I could go on and on and on and on and brag about my school, because I feel really good about it. But I thought you might like to see what's going on in the hallway. So I grabbed Colby and I said, I'm going to bribe you away from Miss Johnson, Karen. I want you to make us a video. I want you to showcase your school and what's going on inside of it. I have not seen it, but he and I have partnered, and I followed him around a little bit at school on, Friday, and we did some video clips, but I haven't seen the final product. So we will end tonight with a video of what's going on inside of our school.
Welcome to Letcher County Central High School, home of the Cougars. We're excited to share a glimpse into the heart of our school. First, let's take a look at the classrooms where learning comes alive.
Yesterday we were utilizing microscopes. We really just learned how to use them and learning the parts of the microscopes and how to view things in different magnifications and get them clear. I think it's very important that we do that so they're prepared when they go on to the next level, being familiar with all the lab tools and materials can be very beneficial to them. Number one, these microscopes, obviously being newer, they have varying capabilities. Number one being the tablet viewing lens. Students will still have to look through the ocular lens, focus what slide they're looking at, but then they can really get a better view of it, larger scale, rather than having to sit there and look through the lens. Anytime you can make something more meaningful to the student, I just feel like, just sitting down and looking at something, on a piece of paper is not going to give you the same result as being able to, like I said, get hands-on with it and be able to just have it more
The students are creating things like posters, flyers, digital art in general, and our t-shirts. And they'll see them on the Cougar cart being for sale, they'll see teachers wearing them, they'll see students wearing them, they'll see community members wearing them, and that gives them ownership. And I think that will help them become better artists and have more confidence in themselves. And the students are learning a new trade. They're learning how to create t-shirt designs and then how to utilize all the equipment that we have to make the t-shirts. Another reason why it's good is that we don't have to outsource these products. We're saving money and we're teaching the kids how to do something new. It gets them out of the traditional setting of being in the classroom, sitting, watching videos of people doing stuff out there, where they can actually practice it hands-on. Everything is digital today, and so here at Letcher County Digital, we want to keep our kids up to date on those changes, and everything is leaning towards technology, and the kids need to stay up to date on that.
Next, let's look at the activities where our students learn to build teamwork.
I think Lynn Crew is important because it really helps a lot of kids coming up to high school with getting out there and like, getting to know each other and not being so, like not having so much anxiety on the first day of school or even the first week or the first month.
Lynn Crew helped me, well, when I first started going to LCC, it introduced me to like new people and more people that was in Lynn Crew that I know that I could talk to if it was like a tough time or something like that. And it really just introduced me to be myself and not let anything change that.
My experience with Lynn Crew was very awesome because I got to be introduced to what LCC was like. Because when I first got here, I knew nobody. I came here with 0 friends. And then I met several at Lynn Crew. I actually met my best friend there, so.
I want to be a link leader because I really want to help the freshmen, and just knowing that I can be some help to some of the kids that were in my group, it really means like a lot to me, and I hope it means a lot to them. I really enjoy doing it. I enjoy helping people.
Lynn Crew mentally prepared me for high school in ways that I knew I wasn't going to be alone. I knew where my classes were. I was introduced to all my teachers. I knew the environment here better than just walking in here blindly. So I was more prepared.
Well, my favorite part was obviously meeting new people, and it kind of helps me by just showing me that I can be friends with those people as I was in Lynn Crew.
I think my favorite part about helping the ninth graders is just being able to be there if they had anything at all, like any questions or just someone to talk to. It's tough, like being a freshman, you know, coming to a completely new environment. Like it's not like grade school going to middle school. Like there's a big difference between like the freshman and like the upper class.
I feel like I'm part of the family here at LCC because I have everybody to lean on, and it ain't like when I was in middle school. There's so many more people here, so there's more friend groups to choose from.
I think as a freshman, it's important to have Lynn Crew, and especially your older peers that is in the 11th and the 12th grade, because it kind of like it shows ninth graders that they have someone to talk to, and it shows like even though they're a ninth grader, nobody's too old not to be friends with. So it shows you can just hang out with those people.
I think that Lynn Crew could also be some benefits to you even if you're not a freshman, like if you're a junior and want to get into it, like everyone just wants to go to everyone, and I think that's the best part.
My name is Kelly Baker, and I'm in Almasville. I think the house system has helped me by getting me more involved with people that I've came to know more by the house system, stuff like that, got me more involved in school. I think it was a good choice because some of the kids that you see that before the house system wasn't participating, and now they're up on the floor participating and having more fun in school. When the juniors earned our house games for our attendance, we did an egg toss, and that was very, very fun, very, very competitive. We all had a great time doing that one. Well, I believe it involves everyone because everybody has like their different thing that they like to do, and that they're, you know, that they're better at maybe than some people, or they like it better. So like the puzzle for your, you know, your brain people that can, you know, put things together, and then and, you know, then you have some strategy games, stuff like that. I think when you see people have fun, it makes everybody want to participate. I think people, you know, a lot of people view it as just like competitions instead of, you know, just courthouse and one family.
We hope you see the energy, the passion, and resilience of our students and staff. We're excited to showcase the incredible things happening every day at our school.
That's all we have. Thank you.
The school culture's so important. It sounds like y'all got it going on.
Thank you.
We're
And
lucky
thank
to have you guys.
for making my idea come to fruition. So thank you all, and thank you for the support of our school.
Thanks for being here, we appreciate it.
Thanks.
Call me again.
Yes.
You just keep,
Always say the same.
he keeps raising the bar.
He does.
He keeps raising the bar.
Next, we got public participation. Zach with Trace Creek. Welcome.
How are you?
Doing better.
Good.
That's a hard act to follow, but we'll let you try.
Yeah, that's I don't think I'm going to fill the shoes on that one. Over at the AE building, everything's moving along good. We got all the trades in there. To start off with a couple of plumbing items. The contractor's gotten all of the toilet flanges. They've all been repaired and fixed. All of the sinks in the front half of the restrooms have been installed. They are beginning to work on the urinals. They had one of them hung when I left there this afternoon. Moving to the electricians, all of the lighting in the bay areas have been repaired and cleaned. They're all in working order now. They are working on running conduit for the fire alarm system throughout the building. They do have all of the conduit in the bays for the emergency fixtures. So the way we're trying to work it is when the electricians step out of the bay areas, they will be 100% complete in the bay areas. They will not have to step back in there. All of the exterior doors have been installed, painted. They all have the hardware on them. The handrails and guardrails outside have been sanded down and primed. The interior wood demo for the state has all been completed. It's all been taken out of the building. All of the block walls have been painted. They've all been second coated. All of the ceiling has been painted. It has been completed throughout the building. The restroom, the 3 restrooms in the back half of the building, the tile, we have had that repaired, and we have the painting company in there. They started today and put the bonding agent on to get that all painted over. All the glass for all the exterior and interior doors have been ordered, and I also had a asphalt contractor on site today. He's going to give us a quote on getting a new parking lot. I have another one that's going to be there tomorrow, so we'll have 2 numbers to compare with.
Sounds good.
Got any questions?
Appreciate you, Zach.
Y'all have a good one.
You too, thank you.
Next, we've got a couple other folks here tonight to talk to us about, I believe, insurance, and I'm going to move them up on the agenda. We've got the Spartans with us tonight.
Okay. That is a tough act to follow. Thank you all for the opportunity to be here. I want to take a moment and thank all the educators, right? Like, we don't get where we are in life without teachers that's made a huge impact in our lives. Many of you know me from healthcare in Letcher County, and I just want to talk a little bit about something that's near and dear to my heart. I think it's something that we're going to be hearing more and more about as time goes on, and that's the need for some type of long-term care insurance. Your likelihood of a car accident is 1 out of 240. Yeah, we're already at
1 out of 1.
1 out of 1 for you. And it's so good to see you up and about. The likelihood of your home being damaged in a fire is 1 out of 1,200. Somebody missing 90 days of work due to a disability, that's 1 in 3. So that is something that insurance can help with. But really the one I'm closest to me and closest to my heart is the need for long-term care. The need for long-term care in your lifetime is 50%. 1 out of every 2 people will need it. The myth about long-term care is that Medicare and insurance pays for it, and it doesn't. Medicare will only pay for 20 days of long-term care at full cost, and then 100 days at a reduced amount. So you can see, we talk about the spouse being left in some way as either the nurse or the purse, that someone will need to care for that person. We would never think of not insuring our homes, our cars, but that gap in people's health care coverage is something that I think you're going to have people starting to talk about. It's a good thing for Letcher County to be like on the front end of that. We want to offer this as a group plan. So who needs long-term care? People who need activities of daily living assistance. That means bathing, toileting, eating, dressing, grooming. So as we live longer, the likelihood of needing assistance with those is more than we ever thought in terms of the numbers. So some type of insurance can help fill that gap in the policy. Most people think, and they're rightly so, if you have Medicaid, that's going to pay for your long-term care. But for those that have a nest egg, for those that are not already close to the Medicaid, having the need for long-term care eats up the nest egg until you get down to the Medicaid rate. So think about people who've worked really, really hard, and now they're looking at a gap in their care coverage due to that. So that's an opportunity that we bring to help out with that. It is voluntary. For me, I'm not a salesperson, but by golly, I like to think of myself as an educator, right? And we're going to be educating about that gap that most people have. I'll take any questions if you have any. Thank you all for the time.
Thank you. The actual approval is down on our consent items, and it's just, we want to be able to offer our staff this opportunity, and Dina and Duran are going to meet with our staff, educate them on the options out there, and then with your all's approval, we can do a payroll deduction if it meets 25%. It doesn't replace any of the insurance or things that we already offer our staff. It's just an added benefit. Thank you.
Appreciate you.
One question, is it something that people can carry into retirement beyond?
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sure. Big feet, it should have worked on number 11 instead of number 12. Sorry about that. Great question, absolutely. You'll be able to afford it on into retirement. It'll be there for you. It'll cover a lot of the base rates. If you never use the long-term care, here's the video. It turns into a tax-free death benefit for your beneficiary. It's a lot of products coming into the market now are either one or the other, right? It's typically long-term care or life insurance. This is a hybrid blend that typically only large companies get access to. We have a corporate person who's actually a Harlan County boy. He's a potter, and he's connected back to Neon, but he lives over in Kingsport. Actually went to battle for us here in Letcher County to get a product that we rolled out at Southwest Airlines at Miami-Dade, which is the largest school system in the nation, and we wanted the same things here to be offered. Will it solve all problems across the board? No, but instead of starting out there with long-term care and having zero or having to pull down from your retirement, you can tap into this to pay a local person to take care of you, to keep you out of a nursing home, to help you with all those ADLs. And again, last but not least, to answer that question, you do take it with you, and it turns into a tax-free death benefit if you never use the long-term care services. Any other questions? Thank you.
Thank you.
Do we have anyone else that wants to address the board? Guess everybody's happy with the Letcher County school system. Next, we've got reports, superintendent's comments.
Thank you, Will. If you remember last meeting, I asked you all to start thinking about whether or not Letcher County schools should start their own police force. I have some numbers for you. I put a handout at your seat I wanted to share with you today. The first page is an itemized cost for what it would take per officer. We got this information from some districts around us. We talked to Harlan County and Laurel County, a couple other districts, and came together with these numbers for outfitting a police officer. We talked with our insurance company to look at what the increase in insurance would be for us to insure a police force, and they actually are very supportive of that idea, and it's not that much more than what we already pay, because a safer school means better benefits for them as well. So these are some one-time costs on the front page per officer, and that includes a vehicle, a used cruiser if we can find a used cruiser, and then the second page is a salary scale. Josh and the finance department went ahead and built a salary scale like we do for every other position for school resource officers. So first I asked if you would pass a motion and vote that we start our first police force, and then I'd like to start with hiring a police chief to get us in line with approval from the FBI and I think the state to get our police force, and then to put all of our pieces into motion. So I'd like to start with the chief and 2 officers. We already have budgeted for 2 officers. That contract ends with the sheriff's office in January, so it wouldn't be that much more outside of this year's budget for the police force. In the end, we're looking at hopefully hiring 6 officers and a chief.
I make a motion we start our own police force. Do we have a second?
I second.
Second by Lenny. Any more discussion? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. We will get a job description and get an advertisement out for a chief of police, and hopefully start from there.
Next is our site-based minutes. Any questions on the site-based minutes? Is everything in order, Mr. Hall?
They are.
Next, we got our monthly curriculum instruction report. Stuart?
Hey everyone. Probably the biggest news from this month, and Ronnie could probably speak more to that, but you guys have MAP testing results in your packets. We did see some growth across the board, so we were excited about the results of those, and excited to see, just watching LCC, the fruits of the labors that everybody's putting in this year and how that's going to pay off throughout the year, because we are seeing growth already, and we know it's just going to continue to get better. We've had some meetings with our new teacher cadre, so we have new teachers in our district, and we meet with them a couple times a year, and we go over important things to the district and ways to strengthen instruction. So we've begun that process, and then of course our new teachers are going to start meeting with their mentors. Our elementary principals had the first meeting of the Kentucky ALN, it's the Kentucky Early Literacy Leaders Network in Hazard. And we meet with all kinds of leaders from KDE and other principals and leaders from across eastern Kentucky, and we come together and we collaborate and look at ways to make our elementary reading stronger. I told Ms. Yance the other day whenever that we were in the meeting that we are on track with everything that they're suggesting to improve our elementary readers. So that was really exciting to see that we are on the right track. And to be able to see those numbers come up in MAP 2 is exciting. So we got to do that the other day. At the end of this month, a team of district leaders and principals are going to meet with the L3 network. We were invited to be a part of that. And we're going to be looking at local accountability and what that could possibly look like in Letcher County. So that's a new thing, and that's exciting. We're going to visit Grant County and look at the model that they have in place, learn a little bit more about it, and then start bringing it back here so we can start to get a local accountability in place. And we are also going to start district level PLCs with math and science. We started last year with K-5 district level PLCs in English and language arts, and those have been really successful and have helped our teachers a lot. So we are starting this year with kicking off math and science too, and we hope that this is going to continue to encourage collaboration and strengthen instruction among our ELA, math, and science teachers. Do y'all have any questions? Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Next, we have the monthly maintenance and transportation report. Mr. Johnson.
Good evening.
Good evening.
If you all look in your board packet, you can see our transportation and maintenance report. And if you've been to Letcher, you can see that we've got the new bleachers installed. They're super nice. The guys finished up the electrical on those week before last, I think. They look really good, so that's another big plus for us. Now we've all got new bleachers in all our gyms and stuff. As far as our transportation, we're hauling students every day. Same thing we did at school start. Everything's going pretty smooth so far. Still, we've about got all of our routes lined out. We just started in the school system, or started this year. Everything's been going pretty good on that. On the maintenance side of things, you can look at your report there. There's nothing out of the ordinary. We started getting some more supplies in some of the schools. We've got kids in the school now, so they start using more stuff, so the supply costs go up a little bit. But other than that, there's nothing on there that you've not seen before. Do you have any questions about anything else?
Just glad to get those bleachers on Letcher.
They look very
really
nice.
needed down there.
Yeah, they were. Those other ones were kind of sketchy at times.
Yes.
That looks great.
They look great.
Appreciate
If you've
it.
not seen them, you need to take a look at them. I'm sure Kobe will get down there and get a video. And make them look real good.
What's new is that? That may be what's new.
Next, we have a student attendance and enrollment report. Ms. Karen.
Well, a lot of people have already stole my thunder with attendance, but I am very proud of everybody, and it's been a group effort. And for the first time in 5 years, I actually get to come and tell you all that we finally met our 92% attendance rate this month, and that's more than just a few days. That normally happens at the beginning of the school year. So our attendance percentage is actually up 2% already from the same time period of last year. So we are up to 92%. Last year was 90% and kind of fell off. We've got a good momentum going. As you can see, the high school is making huge traction with their culture. And even today, their attendance was 94%. So I'm seeing every day there's this trending in the right direction, which is great because by and large, those are the kids that we usually have the hardest time appealing to. So Kobe and I have kind of worked on our media presence over the past month. I don't know if you all follow us on Facebook and or TikTok and or Instagram, but you should if you don't, because it's a cool place to be these days. We've kind of tapped into meeting the demand of our people, not ourselves. We're not much of social media people, but we have found that it's working, so that's what we're doing. We had High Attendance Day this month. That was on September 9th, and so we used our media to do throwdowns or showdowns between our principals, and people have loved it. So we had the elementary schools competing against each other, Martha Jane and West Whitesburg. We had the middle schools, Mr. Frazier at Whitesburg Middle School, and then Neon. And we had our K-8 schools compete, which would be Letcher and Cowan, and then the high school competed among grades. So we kind of did this kind of throwdown. We had videos. We kind of made everybody, do clapback videos, and it seemed to work. Our attendance was super high on High Attendance Day. Plymouth Neon, if y'all haven't heard, 100% attendance on High Attendance Day, and they may or may not have come to gloat with Mr. Frazier and pipe Mr. Breeden in the face. So that was a big deal. 3 of our schools were in the 97% range. Letcher, Martha Jane, and Whitesburg Middle School were all 97 that day. And then our other schools were 95, 93, and 95 as well. So everybody did great. Actually, 3 of our schools have the top in our region. And on Friday, those will be submitted on to the state to see how they compete among the rest of the regions of the state. Monetarily, they will win their reward if they're chosen. So hopefully, at least Neon with 100% would have to get some kind of reward for that. So that would be great. We are planning on doing attendance challenges we saw how good this worked, so we're going to start doing one every 9 weeks, and we're in the works of working on that next one. And then, I don't know if you all have seen our What's New Wednesday, but those come out every Wednesday, or actually, excuse me, every other Wednesday, because we didn't want to spoil you all too much, so we're being like Netflix. And so you have to wait on it, build a little bit of encouragement for you to watch it. So stay tuned for that. We actually have a What's New Wednesday coming up this week, and we essentially spotlight all of our renovations or new builds, anything new that's happening around the county. So you all see my normal report in there, but I wanted to give you the good report of the whole month because we're very proud. Any questions? I'll just try to keep everybody up with the good work. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Next we have Mr. Kobe Ambergy, our student representative, that we're very proud of.
And we've come up with more work than Kobe could possibly ever do. But he keeps rising to the challenge.
You may be our first officer.
Well, most of my presentation was in the video that I made, but I figured I'd give a little recap. Whenever she first pitched the idea to me, I was like, yeah, that'll be great. And then I realized that there's a whole lot in the school that you can't fit in one video. So, safe to say there'll probably be a whole lot more. But I think we got a good smorgasbord of the school in that one. I also wanted to give a sports update since I haven't talked about them much. The football on the season, the record is 3-2 right now. They're looking very promising, and I can't wait for the football game each week, even if it is dressing up in a toga. So with the big game against Lawrence County coming up, hope we can win. This Friday is also homecoming. We have already started the fun with dress up days this week. Today was Mean Monday, which you might see some marker left over on my face. Tomorrow is White Lies. Wednesday is Wigged Out Wednesday. Wear a wig. And Thursday is Rhyme Without Reason. So our Cougars are really going crazy this week. Our boys soccer team is currently 8-5 on the season and still going strong with a game tonight. Our girls team also has a game tonight, and they are an impressive 10-5 on the season. Our girls volleyball team was playing home tonight versus Pikeville, and their record is 11-5. They made a great run winning 2A region championship, but sadly they came up short this state. Our golf team has really proven themselves and showing some great strength. They are currently playing a tournament, and we are wishing them the best of luck. All I got.
Thank you, Colin.
Good job. Do we have anyone from LCTO, LCESP with us tonight?
We don't.
Okay. Next, old business, no old business. Next, new business, we have the consent items. I'll ask Superintendent Johnson to cover the consent items.
Okay. First is an approval of an MOU with PRI for the volunteer grant. That's the second year of this, so it's a continuation. 2 is a shortened school day for special needs students. You have the information in your folders. 3 is the actual agreement with BSN. If you remember, BSN came and presented with July, but this is the actual agreement. 4 is a real agreement for Town Elementary School, tumble-time gymnastics. 5 is approval of job descriptions. These are extra service positions for teacher leaders. Through our grant, we're paying for those positions. And then 6 is the insurance that Duran and Dina spoke about, that being able to offer those options to our employees, and that's all employees. 7 is the MOU with Boys and Girls Club of Appalachia. You know, we have, that will be housed at Cowan and Letcher this year, and so we need to update that MOU. And then 8 is an out-of-state trip for Martha Jane Potter students to the Hands-On Museum in Gray, Tennessee.
Do you have any questions on any of the consent items? If not, I make a motion we approve. Second, Angie? Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Next, we have business financial report. Have we got any money?
We're broke. I'm done. Hope everybody's doing okay. I'll tell you what, I watched those videos. I just said, Colby, Aaron, you guys are doing an awesome job promoting our school district. And it's really good. I mean, I think it's good. They're doing a good job. I think that shows what we're capable of doing and what we are doing. Real quick, with your bank reconciliation and cash balances, it's in your packet, in your board packet there. For Fund 1, General Fund, we've got $11,883,711.73. Special Revenue Fund 2, $6,242,921.43. Your Fund 21, District Activity Funds, $30,750.80. Fund 310, your capital outlay, $357,202.45. Fund 320, your building fund, $961,142.80. Your construction fund, Fund 360, $1,750,445.22. Debt service, $106,669.56. Your cash for physical agents, $34,150.08. And food service, $255,245.65, for a total balance of $8,923,057.74. We balance with our bank and our ledger and Munis, our accounting system, all balanced up. In your packet, Fund 51 salaries are listed for the month, showing the year-to-date expenditures as well. Fund 1 salaries are included. And finally, we always call it Fund 1 everything. That's all your object codes for above your salaries, everything we spent in Fund 1 for the month and the year. That's all included in the board packet.
Make a motion to pay our bills. We go second.
I second.
Second by Lee. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye.
People will appreciate their bills. I think we got it.
Working budget.
Yeah.
It's not on the agenda, but it's in there.
Okay.
If you wanna.
Real quick, guys, I'll do a real quick review of the budget process. Now remember, the budget process with our school system goes through 3 phases, okay? We always start in January with what's called the draft budget, and that's just a rollover. It's not board approved, it's just get the budget process started, to start looking at things where we're at, what things look like for the upcoming school year. So that starts in January. You guys review that at your January board meeting and we go on. In May, we do the tentative budget. And that's a more exact budget. We've got allocations by that time. We see where we're at with everything and we kind of start really looking at specifics. And that's when we kind of should start looking at our raises if we do anything like that. We look at those in May and plan for the upcoming year. And that's called your tentative budget. Then in September, which is where we're at now, that's the final process, and it's called your working budget, okay? We've got all of our tentative seek allocations. We've got everything done that we need to for this school year that we're currently in. So tonight, I'm going to talk to you about a few things with it. You guys will vote on it to pass the working budget if that's what you want to do. We'll submit that to KDE, and then in a couple months, in January, we start over again. Okay, so it's an ongoing process, so you're kind of working out of a couple budgets at once. Okay, your working budget, I didn't make a whole lot of changes. We did work on the raise that was passed in the July board meeting with the 3% raise. We've got all that taken care of with all our employees being fixed with that. We budgeted that in. We lowered the contingency a little bit, and we looked at some of the pavement. We had a lot of money in our pavement account due to the Letcher Central having to be paved a couple of years ago. But that's a big project. I think that was $600,000 or $700,000 to get that done completely. So we kind of were able to move some of that money and some of our contingency to take care of our budget for the 3% raise that we have. Okay. Couple things. I kept seek similar to what we had in May. Those tentative numbers haven't came out exactly yet with, they're still working on those, they've not released them. I got some preliminary numbers, but I kept it at that just in case our enrollment were to decrease or our ADA, because I wanted us to operate on that budget, so we kept it at that. That could be a bright spot for us a little bit later in the year when everything's finalized. We could get a little bit of a bump in that. Hopefully we will, but I'm going to keep it where we're at right now. I've also kept our local taxes. We talked about the tax rates. We should be able to collect more this year, but I kept our budget at around $2.5 million for local taxes because collection rates, even though you have that tax rate passed, if your collection rate is 80% or 88% or 90% instead of 100, those numbers that we presented back in August were for 100% collection rate. That's everybody paying their taxes, and we know that don't always happen, okay? So if we're around 89, 90%, that's going to affect how much money. So I kept it at $2.5 million in that, and that's what we've had the last few years. I had the budget for the local tax effort. Everything else is included in your working budget. I put that in your packet. It's broken down into last year actuals and then what we appropriated with it. So it's all in there. It's a good budget. I feel good about it. I think it's pretty accurate. We went through it, Mr. Surgeon and I. We go through it. We look at the last 3 years and try to plan accordingly. Electricity, everything, all our utilities, your raises. So we try to look at that. And Mr. Kraft, this year one thing that helped us a lot too was our CERS portion dropped down. I think it's 18.62%. Yeah, from 19. So that's what we pay on behalf of all our classified employees. So that amount dropped. Now, when I first started, it was at 28%. So that's really helped us a whole lot over the years, dropping that what we have to pay for classified employees. So that's been a good thing. It's helped us out tremendously. That being said, that's what I have about your working budget. If there's any questions, I don't care to answer them. We'll try to answer. If I can't answer them, we'll try to find one for you.
What we had on the FEMA money on repairs of our schools?
FEMA money? What's that?
That's something we hope we get someday.
But I mean, you both, it makes me sweat. I don't know. I know I'm too conservative probably sometimes, but we looked at it, this will be the third time, but they told me back in August it was going to be 6 to 8 weeks that we should start seeing some money come in. That's around October the 8th. I have it on my calendar. I'm going to be calling the ERSist again on October the 8th. I've not got a check in the bank account yet. So we're going to keep pressure on them. But Ms. Johnson informed that Hal Rogers the office had reached out to her, and they had talked about that there was the Martha Jane Potter Construction Fund had came through some hurdles that it had jumped over. So hopefully we'll see something, Will. But man, it's a slow process. I mean, we're going on 4 years, and it's just construction. We've got some funding for contents, furniture, some of that kind of stuff, but actual construction fund, we've not got a dime for yet, and that's tough.
But we're supposed to get the Martha Jane Potter $1.9 million is what was in that for the construction, and they confirmed that it had come to Kentucky Emergency Management, and so it's up to them to disperse it to us. So we've been in contact with them, waiting to see how long that's going to take us to get actual money in the bank.
Yeah, those projects have to go. They go through what's called obligation phase, and that's when they obligate. You're going to get the money. I'm not going to tell you when, but you're going to get it. So our projects are in the obligation phase. So hopefully soon.
So you need approval on this?
Yes, on your working budget.
I make a motion we approve the working budget. Got a motion second. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, John. Next is personnel. Review of superintendent's report on personnel. Got any questions for the superintendent?
We see we've had some movement with hiring substitutes, but that's really most of it for this month.
Next is executive session. Need a motion to go into executive session under 61.810. Case Troy Dingus versus Letcher County Board of Education, Letcher Circuit Court, case number 25C1-00141. Do we have a motion to go into executive session? Motion by Angie. Do we have a second?
I see.
Second by Lenny. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries.